What's up, everybody? This is episode 3 of season 2, okay, of Power to Women. This is going to be an amazing episode. I hope you guys are excited. I'm super excited about who I'm talking about because the person I'm going to be talking about is an inspiration. Again, I mean, all these women that I've talked about so far are just freaking amazing women. Like, I can't say anything else about them because that's who they are. But the next person I'm going to be talking about is the one, the only, Serena Williams. Okay, and if you see my shirt here, it says Selena, not Serena, but I thought the names kind of sounded the same, which they do, and they're kind of spelled almost the exact same. So I'm like, you know what, I'll wear Selena's shirt, but it's kind of meant for Serena, okay? But anyway, so Serena Williams was born September 26, 1981. She was born the youngest of her family of 5 older sisters, half of which are half-sisters. So she only has one full sibling, and that's her sister, Venus Williams, who I'm sure you guys have heard. I'm sure everyone has heard of because they're like the power duo in women tennis. That's what they're known for, okay? They're known for playing women tennis and having amazing wins and having amazing inspiration to all, okay? These two sisters have played against each other. They have played with each other. They have competed and trained together their whole lives, pretty much. I want to get into Serena's background because I think it's very important. So Serena, so she started training for tennis when she was about 3 years old, okay? And she did that because her father and her mother, mostly her father, Richard Williams, was their coach, was Venus's coach. So basically, Serena just followed Venus around. You know, like a typical younger sibling does. I mean, I'm the youngest of 4 older brothers, so like I kind of relate to Serena, you know? And she followed Venus wherever she went. Whatever she did, Serena did. Whatever, you know what I mean? And like I thought that was kind of cool cuz like they competed and trained together, and like it showed like there's been matches before, and they've actually competed against each other in Grand Slams. So a Grand Slam is like a huge tournament in tennis, in the tennis league, basically. And they have competed against each other, and Serena has won all of them, I think. And like they're not fighting or anything like that. They were like just like loving each other, you know, like being typical sisters, like not hating on one another for whoever won or whoever didn't, you know. And I thought that was super powerful, and I think her family had like a lot to do with that, just because like her family was so close together, and her family was like helped make them, like their father was their coach when they first started, which I thought was kind of cool because it's like a family raised people, you know, family devoted, you know, and I think that's cool. I think family is very important, so I thought that was super cool, and I thought that was interesting because not a lot of people are like what they do is not just with family. Like with Serena and Venus, they're with their family pretty much all the time, which I think is really cool. But yeah, so the sisters, Serena and Venus, were born in Michigan, and then they moved to Compton when they were, I'm not really sure how old, but they weren't very old. And so they grew up in Compton, and that's when they kind of started training and like getting really serious into it. And then the girls were homeschooled because their dad wanted them to focus on tennis. So they would be homeschooled, and they would go to tennis practice, and then they would train, they would work out. I was watching a documentary a little bit ago, and they were talking about how like the girls not only practiced tennis, they also did gymnastics, they did like jazz, they did ballet, they did all these different things that really like made them well-rounded. And I thought that was super cool because it's like not only did their father and their mother like, want them to succeed in tennis. They wanted them to succeed in pretty much everything, and that's why they had them take so many classes, and I thought that was just so cool, you know what I mean? So yeah, so the girls were homeschooled, and they still did a lot of things, which I thought that was cool, because not a lot of homeschool kids get to do that, you know, and I thought that was cool that their parents allowed them to be well-rounded and have all the opportunities that everybody else has, which is awesome. So by 11, her parents finally decided that they were going to take specifically Serena out of the American Legion tennis league, because they wanted her to focus on school. But not only because of that. Not only was it because they wanted Serena to have a normal childhood and be able to focus on school, they wanted also to take her out of that because she was facing racism. And I thought that was horrible, you know what I mean? Because Serena, she was just a little girl, she was 11, you know. She was just trying to play tennis, and she was faced with racism in this country. And it happens a lot, and I don't agree with it. I think it's horrible. I think racism needs to go. Okay. But yeah, so very sad reason to leave the American Tennis League because of racism. That's so sad to me, you know. And I'm just glad that that racism didn't destroy Serena's will to keep fighting and keep playing tennis, because if that did, we would have never seen what a great tennis player she was. Like, she is. Because she is a great tennis player. And she's amazing, actually. She was named one of the best females in the world at playing tennis. That's a freaking accomplishment, okay? But anyway, so she finished high school, and then, in fact, she did go to college, which, like, she went to college while still playing tennis. Like, throughout this whole time, she didn't stop playing tennis. So, like, through high school and all that, she kept playing tennis, but, like, it wasn't, like, her sole focus anymore, but it was still, like a sport you play, you know what I mean? And she went to college, and in the middle of, like, doing tournaments and, like, doing Grand Slams, she went to college for art. And not just art, but in specifically fashion. So she went to school for, like, designer fashion and, like, clothes and all that, which I thought that was so cool. And, like, when she graduated from college, she actually wanted to start her own clothing brand. And the timing just wasn't right. She couldn't get it set in stone and get it launched and all that because she was still playing tennis, you know. And she was trying to do all these things, and it just wasn't working out for her at that time. But you bet your butt that she came back and she actually has her own clothing line now. And you would never guess what the clothing line name is. You guessed it. It's Serena. So Serena has her own clothing brand, which it promotes being comfortable in your body and being confident in what you're wearing and being just overall confident in what you're doing and all this stuff. And I thought that was, like, a really cool message and a really cool, like, thing. Like, she failed at getting a clothing line launched. But that didn't stop her again, you know what I mean? She still did it, you know? And I think that's such a cool, like, characteristic of her, just because, like, it has shown, like, time has shown that if you knock Serena down, she's gonna get back up, no matter what it is. No matter if it's tennis, no matter if it's freaking creating her clothing line. If she doesn't first, like, succeed at the first try, she's gonna try again and she's gonna do it. And I thought that was so freaking cool and so powerful to women and to young black women also. And I thought that was just so freaking cool. Okay? She's an inspiration. That's what she is. And I love her for that. I truly do. But yeah, so basically Serena and Venus were super tight with her family. And so when they were in Compton, and they actually had a big tennis guy come and, like, check out Serena and Venus, and to see if they were, like, good enough for this school, this academy that their father wanted them to get into. And they actually were able to get into it, and they then moved to Florida. So they went from Compton to Florida, and Florida is actually where Serena still lives. So she still lives in Florida, which I thought was super cool, and Venus does too. They still live close to each other because they still kind of train together, you know. But unfortunately, the sisters did have a tragedy in their life. So one of their older sisters, Yetunde, she was shot and killed in Compton. And unfortunately, the police said that it was a case of misidentity. So, like, they didn't think people were, like, the shooter was aiming for Yetunde. They were aiming for her boyfriend. But that was really hard for them, you know. And who won it? Like, who wanted that be hard for? That you just lost a sibling, you know. That's super hard. And they came back from it. They bounced back, and they came back stronger than ever. And, like, I really applaud them for that, because that is hard to do. And they accomplished it, you know. And that's super sad for Yetunde and her family. But actually, their mother actually stepped up and took care of Yetunde's kids and, like, kept the whole family together. And I just like that, because, like, the whole Williams family is centered around family. You know what I mean? They're family focused, family devoted, and I thought that was super cool. And I think a lot of more people and a lot of more families should do that, because when you feel like you're a part of a community and a part of a family, you feel like you're belonged. Like, you feel like you belong somewhere. And I think that's super important, because when you feel like you don't belong, you're lost. And that's not good for anybody. But yeah, so I encourage everyone out there to call your family, you know. Talk to your family, get a community, build your own family, and just kind of get a group of people where you feel like you belong, because I think that's important. But yeah, so like I said, it's an unfortunate tragedy, but they did bounce back, which thankfully they did, and they went on to do amazing things, okay? So Serena has actually won 73 singles. Holy crap, at the Grand Slam, okay? And her sister, Venus, has won 43 singles, okay? Which is so freaking, like, that's amazing. Like, I don't know if anybody else has ever played tennis, but tennis is freaking hard, okay? Especially, like, when you're playing by yourself. Like, that's a long time to run, literally. And, like, takes a lot of strength. And actually, in fact, it takes so much strength that Serena has her own signature move, okay? It's called the Serena Smash, okay? It's because Serena's, like, serve is so freaking strong that, like, on average, her, like, mile per hour, like, pace is 120 miles per hour. That's how fast she serves the ball. Holy crap. And, in fact, at the Australian Open, where she did win, and when she won that, she was pregnant. But that was also her, like, fastest serve. So her fastest serve ever is 128.3 miles per hour. Holy crap. Like, can you believe that? Like, that's insane to me. To be able to serve that, like, that fast is freaking amazing. Like, holy crap. But, like, that's why they named that slam after her. Like, she wasn't the first one to do it, but she definitely brought the heat and named it for herself, you know, and I thought that was super cool. But Serena has also won 4 gold medals, Olympic gold medals, which I thought that was so freaking cool. And I think, like, 2 or 3 of them are with Venus also, because they played together. And that's another thing, like, they still play together, and I thought that's so freaking cool, you know what I mean? Like, like I said, I grew up with 4 older brothers, and so, like, I kind of miss, like, the sisterhood, basically, and I kind of wish that I did have a sister just so I could, have that, you know, and, like, I thought that was just so cool that not only did they train together and they grew up together, but they're also competing and winning gold medals together. That's such a freaking huge accomplishment. And I want to talk about like, their struggles with all this, because they weren't at perfect health. Serena has actually had several health problems throughout this, like throughout her career in tennis, and it's very unfortunate, but she has bounced back every single freaking time, and I like applaud for her for that. And Venus, like, has also had many health problems also. Venus actually has this syndrome that that's a chronic systematic autoimmune system. So it's basically like her body is like attacking the good cells, and like she still came back and played tennis. Like, that's freaking amazing to me. But yeah, like, both of the sisters came back better than ever, like, with still health problems. And I thought that was so cool. Like, they don't let anything stop them. And I think a lot of people should, like, take that as something to be inspired by and be motivated by, because it's like, okay, these two women have had such a difficult time, but they're still freaking going. And I thought, like, damn, that's motivation right there. For me personally, like, I'm very motivated by Serena and Venus, just because they are two very powerful women, and they're making history. You know what I mean? Like, they're freaking goddesses. They really are. Tennis goddesses. But, yeah. And I also wanted to talk about Serena just because she's a vegan also. Can you freaking believe that's so freaking cool? I totally support her in becoming a vegan, and she says that it makes her feel better, which it does. It's better for the environment, it's better for you, it's better for everybody out there. And I encourage everyone else to try to go vegan, you know? Just give it a try. You never know. You might like it. But yeah, so Serena is vegan. I'm not sure if Venus is vegan. I'm not really sure about that one. She might, because they are super close and they usually do the same things, but I'm not really sure. But yeah, so not only has Serena created her own clothing brand, she's also one of the highest paid women in athletics. So that's freaking amazing. You know what I mean? And I'm always like up for and encouraging and promoting and trying to get the word out there that women should be getting paid more. You know what I mean? Not more than men, but like they should be getting paid at least equal to men, because men make a lot more than women in all fields. And like, that's not right, because we're doing the same thing. And obviously if Serena is named number 1 in the world, then she deserves to get paid more. Okay. But yeah, so she's making that money. Hell yeah. Getting that money, honey. Oh, by the way, this plant right here, I also want to say, her name is Honey. So, as you can tell, like, I switched it from the last one. I think I'm just going to show you guys all my plants. And I have them all named. So, yeah, so you'll be, like, seeing all of them. But this one's named as Honey. It's so cute. But yeah. So, she also... This woman is so freaking busy. I don't know how she keeps her head straight. So she also has a foundation called the Serena Williams Foundation. And this foundation was established to promote equity through education, gender, race, disability, or anything else that stands in the way of someone achieving their goals and living their best possible life. That is so freaking cool. You know what I mean? Like, Serena is trying to help everybody else have the best possible life. You know what I mean? Like, she didn't have the best life growing up, but she's trying to make other people have the best lives. And I thought that's so freaking cool. And to have her start a foundation on top of having a clothing line and on top of playing tennis and being a huge athlete and having to train every day and all this stuff, like, she still makes time for other people. And I thought that was super cool. You know what I mean? And, like, not only does she do that, she also gives away to charity. She also helps people, like, she also gives money to Jamaica and to Africa in the underdeveloped parts. And she also goes over there and she helps build houses for these people who don't have shelter. And I thought that was so cool because, like, she's trying to help not only the U.S. where she came from, she's trying to help the whole world. She's trying to help the whole world. And I thought that was so freaking cool because it's like people with money, they don't always give it away and they don't always try to help other people. But Serena is trying to help other people. She's trying to do good in this world. And I thought that was super freaking cool because we need more people out there like that because this world could be so much better than it is. Like, it's good, but it's not the best. And I applaud people who are trying to help other people and who are trying to make a difference in this world because it is hard and it can be frustrating and it can be hard work. But when you see other people like striving for that and they keep going and they keep pushing, for me personally, it motivates me because it's like, look at this person. They have such a busy life and they're doing all these amazing things. It's like, I can do that too. You know, I'm one of those people who, if I see someone else do it, I'm like, I can do it too. You know what I mean? And I think Serena's kind of like that too, just because she is a younger sibling and she, like, always had to look up to Venus and to her other older sisters and, like, compete with them. Not compete, like, but, like, try to keep up and try to be at their league. And, like, I've experienced that with my brothers. Like, I've tried to keep up with them and do what they did and, like, and it showed me that, like, if I see someone else do it, I know I can do it too because I have done it before. And I think that's super cool. And I feel like if you see somebody doing something that you want to do, follow them. You know what I mean? Try to get into contact with them and talk to them and see how they did it and see how, like, and see how other people are going about your, like, what you want to do, because I think that's super important. And you know what? Just go after what you want, because what is life if we're not going after what we want? You know, we only have one life. We should be living it the way we want to, and we should be able to do all the things that we want to do. You know what I mean? That's what I'm trying to do. That's why I'm doing this YouTube thing. That's why I'm doing this podcast, because I've wanted to do this for a long time, and I've never had the courage. But then, like, I started researching, and I'm like, you know what? All these other people are doing it, and it's achievable. I just have to start. And so that's what I did. I just started. You know what I mean? And, like for me personally, I started in such a rush that I didn't fully, like, plan everything out, which I'm not saying is a smart move, but I'm saying it was a right move for me, because if I didn't get started, I don't think I ever would have started. But that's why I just kept going, and then that's why this second season is totally different. And that's, like, super cool, because, like, that, for me, that's super cool, because, like, I'm still pushing, and I'm still, like, trying to change, and, like, learn, and, like, try different things, but I'm still achieving my goals. And that's what I'm trying to encourage everybody else to do, because achieving your goals is such a cool thing, and such a, like, a good feeling that you feel, because it's like, I've worked so hard for this, and look where I've been, look where I've come from. And I think that's so freaking cool. And I encourage everybody else to try to do that too, okay? But yeah, so Serena, not only is she doing all this, but she's doing one more thing. She has a family. She's actually married to the co-founder of Reddit. His name is Alexis. I'm not going to try to pronounce his last name because I'm going to totally butcher it. But they have a kid together, and her name is Alexis Olympia, and they call her Olympia, and I thought that was so cute. And Serena says, like, that's her life. Like, she lives for Alexis, and, like when she's feeling stressed out, the best thing for her to do is to go home and see Alexis. And I thought, like, that's so cool. Like, I bet she's such a great mother and such, like, a great supporter of her family and all that. And I thought that was so cool, you know what I mean? She's such a busy woman that she still takes time out of her day to she takes time out of her day to still be a good mother and still be there for her kid and for her husband. And I thought that was cool, you know what I mean? But yeah, so that was Serena Williams. What a great woman. What a great freaking inspiration, okay? And, like, what else can I say about her? That's all she's such a freaking inspiration, goddess, motivationist. Like, she's all these great things that, like if I ever met her, I'd probably, like, scream. Because I'm like, Serena! You know what I mean? Because it's like, she's such a freaking inspiration. Not only to women all across the world. It shows, not only is she, like, she's such an inspiration to all women across the world. And, like, everybody applauds her. And I think she's a great person. And I encourage everyone to, you know, check her out, see what she's doing, and, like, you might learn something, you might be inspired, and I encourage everyone to find an inspiration, because I think that's super important. And, like, if Serena motivates you, like she's motivating me, then, like, reach out to me and let me know, because I can't be the only one that she's motivating, because honestly, she's a freaking goddess, okay? She's amazing, and I just want everyone to know her name. That's why I want to talk about her today. But yeah, so that was Serena Williams. That was also a little bit of her sister, Venus Williams. Let me know if you want me to do, like, a whole episode on Venus, because I know this one was mostly focused around Serena. So let me know if you want me to do an episode about Venus, because I totally will. Like, both of those women are such inspirations, and they have so much to teach the world, and the world has so much to learn from them. And I am excited to see where they go from here. But yeah, so that was Serena Williams. So let's get into the positive segment time. Woo! So for today, I do have a pre-read one, so I'm just going to read it to y'all, okay? So, Canada protected 85% of the world's largest coastal temperature rainforest. This is freaking awesome, okay? Canada won a 20-year battle to protect the planet's largest coastal temperature rainforest, known as the Great Bear Rainforest. Environmental activists, forestry companies, and First Nations representatives agreed to protect 85% of the forest consciously, allowing logging activities continuing in the remaining 15% under strict guidelines, the most rigorous standards in North America. This is a win for the environmental movement. This is so freaking awesome, okay? I get so freaking sad when I hear about, like we are killing the rainforest. And that makes me so freaking sad, because, like, there's so much biodiversity living in those rainforests. Like, we have no idea what's all living in those rainforests. And, like, who knows? Maybe, like, the cure for cancer could be living in those rainforests. And we have no idea, because we're just going through and we're cutting all the trees down. And not only are we cutting trees down, we're killing animals too. And I think that's so freaking horrible, because it's like, we're taking homes away. For what? You know what I mean? Like, we could be living such a better life. And not only are we cutting trees down, we're not even trying to rebuild. We're not even trying to replant and, like, to grow the population back up. We're not doing that. So, you know what? I applaud Canada. And I want to say thank you, Canada, for helping the environment and for protecting those rainforests, because we need more rainforests in this freaking world. We need to stop cutting them down, you know what I mean? Because they give us oxygen. Why are we cutting down the things that are giving us freaking oxygen? Like, that's what we need to live. That makes no freaking sense to me, but I guess if it makes sense to you, I guess keep doing what you gotta do. But yeah, so thank you, Canada, and I want to, like, tell everybody, hug a tree, okay? Trees are nice. Don't cut them down. Hug it, okay? But yeah, so that was the positive segment time. I hope you enjoy it. And that was the episode, so I also hope you enjoyed that. This is the 3rd episode of Season 2. I hope you guys are enjoying so far. I know I'm enjoying. I hope you guys have been learning a lot. I've been learning a lot, and, like, reach out to me. Let me know if you want me to do specific women you think I should talk about, and or you want to hear more about. Just let me know. You can comment down below on this video, or you can DM me on social medias. So on Instagram and Twitter, you can find this podcast at Power to Women, and you can find this podcast on YouTube also. Woohoo! And you can find this podcast on all podcasting mediums. If you also want to go check out my other podcast that I do with my brother, you can. It's called the 5 Cent Club. We're also in season 2 of that, so go check that out. It's super fun. It's super cool, and I really enjoy it. But yeah, so if you also want to go check out my personal Instagram page at EmilyNichols00, I'd appreciate it. And you can go check out my personal Twitter page at YoungEmily1864. But yeah, everybody, so that was the episode. I hope everybody enjoyed, and I am excited to see what the next episode's gonna be. I hope everybody has an amazing day. Have an amazing rest of your week, and peace and aliens be with you.